So I first started posting on YouTube 4 years ago, back in 2021, and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, especially when it came to the monetization side of things. And since then, I've slowly built that personal channel to 70,000 subscribers, and I've worked for 2.5 years as Ali Abdal's head of YouTube and YouTube producer, and I've now helped over hundreds of YouTubers grow their channels and businesses. And I've also built my own 6-figure business through YouTube as well. So in this video, I want to go through 9 business lessons that I wish I knew when I first started YouTube. And if you're new here, then hey, my name is Tintin. I help educational YouTubers like you build 6-figure businesses. So the first lesson that we're going to get into is don't rely on AdSense and sponsors. Sounds simple enough, but when I was first getting started, I thought that I could get my business to over 6 figures, multiple, make lots of money just through AdSense and sponsors and potentially some affiliates as well. But it is really hard to do that. You just need to get a lot of views for that model, for that business model to work. It's not to say it's not possible. It's not to say it's not even right for you, but you'll know based on how big your channel is. And a much better route is to sell your own products. Sounds also very obvious, and you've probably heard that before as well. But actually doing it is a different thing. Actually doing that and actually selling your own stuff in the right way is a challenge. But the earlier you get started with it, then the faster you'll learn, the more cash you'll generate, and the more you'll be able to grow your channel as well, because you'll have more funds to put towards it. And because AdSense and sponsors can take a while to generate significant income. And the first thing I recommend you get started with is one-to-one coaching. So through your YouTube channel, you sell one-to-one coaching packages. And I think some good ones to get started with are either 6 weeks or 12 weeks or 90 days. So 12 weeks and 90 days is basically the same thing, but a 6-week or 90-day transformational coaching package, taking you from here to here, taking the customer from here to here. And that is the best way to get started monetizing through YouTube, is to help people who watch your videos make some kind of transformation through one-to-one coaching. And you put a link to it below your video description, and you offer these packages. And to start with, you can price them quite low, whatever suits your niche. Then you can increase the price over time as you get more results and more testimonials. And on my personal channel, when I first started making videos, I was making videos about being a management consultant. And had I known that I could have offered one-to-one coaching packages to help people get jobs in management consulting, then I might have experimented with that, but it just didn't occur to me at the time. No one told me to do it. And I was just trying to monetize through AdSense and sponsors, and it was just not really getting me anywhere. So I should have had a link in my video description to book a free call, free 30-minute call or something like that, a free coaching call, and then try to upsell people into a 6-week or 90-day coaching package through that call. And then I could have made some money with an hour a week call, which would have been quite easy to do, and reinvested that back into my YouTube channel and started making money way quicker than through AdSense or sponsors. So we're trying to build a long-term sustainable business here, and AdSense and sponsors can make up a portion of that income potentially, but we don't want them to be anywhere near the full percentage of our income. We want to have like over 50% of our revenue coming from our own products. Okay, business lesson number 2 is know your dream student. So on your educational YouTube channel, you'll be teaching some kind of transformation. So you'll be helping people go from A to B. And we want to know exactly who our dream student is. So who is that one person that will be the ideal student for us to teach and help them go from A to B, whatever the transformation is that we're helping them make, that we've made in our own lives. So know who that person is, and then just talk to them. Just talk to them in your videos and in your emails, and make your offer for them as well, your paid offer for whatever your product might be. We want to be speaking to that one individual, that one dream student, and then everything is downstream of that. Naturally, by talking to that one person, your message will resonate with like people beyond that who aren't exactly your dream student. But if you know who that person is, and then you just make videos for them, and then you sell products for that person, aimed at that person, then your business will be in a much better position. There's so much stuff now online, and courses and programs and YouTube channels, all that kind of stuff. We need to be very specific about who we're targeting. And if we know, the more specific we are, the better we know our dream student, then the more we can actually target that person and make it feel like we're just for them. We want to be the opposite of that phrase, a mile wide and an inch deep. We want to be a mile deep and an inch wide. We want to be really deep with one specific person or type of person, and avoid trying to appeal to too many people. So the third business lesson is you only need 1,000 true fans. So you don't need a massive audience to build your business on YouTube. You just need 1,000 people to be engaged with your content and your products. So this lesson is from a famous article by Kevin Kelly, where he talks about this idea of 1,000 true fans on the internet and not appealing to everyone, and trying to find your kind of core group of engaged people. And every year we need around 50 to 500 people to buy our products, depending slightly on the price point of your products. It could be slightly more or slightly less, but ultimately it's going to be in that range. So we need to continuously find those people, but we don't have to have that many people actually to sustain our business. We don't need millions and millions of viewers or even hundreds of thousands of viewers. We just need thousands of views per video and a few thousand people on our email list as well, which I'll get to in a second. On YouTube, we want to prioritize the right views over views in general so that we can find this small group of really engaged people who love what we do. On my email list, I only have about 5,000 people and my open rate is around 50% each time, 45%. So there's really only about sort of 3,000-ish people who are engaged on my email list. And that's enough for me to build a 6-figure business, which is pretty crazy. And obviously I'll need to introduce new people to that email list over time, but it's a small audience and I'm able to build an interesting business off the back of it. So the fourth business lesson, which is very related to this, is collect emails and write good emails. So email lists are the foundation of online education businesses and the foundation of a sustainable business long-term as well. Because when you make YouTube videos, the content is obviously on YouTube and you are kind of surrendering your power and your control to the YouTube platform. And sometimes it works really well for you, but sometimes views don't go, you don't get as many views as you want, the algorithm changes, things like that. You're basically renting your audience. It's a common phrase that you might hear, but when you have emails, collect email addresses, then you own your audience, what people say. You don't actually really own your audience, but you just have a direct way of contacting them. And when you post emails, you know that it will appear, assuming good deliverability, in your subscribers' email inboxes. So every time you collect an email address, it's very, very valuable. That is a lead for your business and someone you can communicate with directly long-term. It's much easier to write an email than it is to make a video. So from day one on YouTube, we want to be collecting emails. Even if we're not sending emails yet, we want to be collecting them, ideally through a lead magnet, but even just mentioning, if you want to hear more about this, then I share more information on my email newsletter and then linking that in the video description. That will make a massive difference. But then when it comes to writing good emails, really the number one thing there is actually just to make them personal and unique, not to make them kind of generic information and advice. People don't want just information these days. They can find information if they want to through ChatGPT, Google, and YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. Information is not the thing that people are actually looking for. People are looking for connection and new people to follow and to be inspired by and to learn from and to connect with. So that's really what we want to be prioritizing in our content and in our emails, is to be personal, to connect with people. And if you want some examples of good emails and good writing, then you can sign up to my email newsletter down below, where I also share more information about building a YouTube business. Business lesson number 5 is keep things simple. It's really tempting with YouTube to overcomplicate stuff, but ultimately just always kind of reduce it to first principles and just think, I'm trying to build an audience on YouTube. I want to collect email subscribers, write good emails, and tell people about my paid offer, which I'm also going to link in my YouTube banner and my video description. Just keep it really simple. Make videos for a specific person and then have a paid offer to help that person as well. That's ultimately all it comes down to build a successful business on YouTube. It's just make good videos and have a good offer. That's basically it. And that actually brings me to lesson number 6, which is do one thing at a time. So it's also very tempting in business and YouTube to try and do everything at once, to try and make progress on all the things at once. But if we reference our fabled energy diagram, which I love and talk about in most of my content, we just move faster when we're doing one thing at a time. So if we're on the left and we're trying to do YouTube, emails, and develop our product and talk to customers and engage with everyone on every platform, it's just too much to do at once. So we need to try to do things in sequence. So that might mean going hard on YouTube for a bit and building our audience. It might mean taking a break from YouTube and focusing on our products for a bit. It might mean doing some customer research. It basically just means really try to focus on what is your biggest bottleneck right now in the business and just focus on that and try to do things in sequence. And obviously in an ideal world, you would continue to post YouTube videos and write emails always, but we're not living in an ideal world and you don't have an endless amount of time on resources and money and effort to invest into every part of your business. So we have to pick and choose what to focus on. And sometimes the best decision is just to stop doing a few things and just to focus on one thing. And it doesn't matter if you don't post on your YouTube channel for a couple months. I didn't post on this one for almost a year, and it doesn't actually matter. Again, it would be ideal if you could continue, but taking a quick break to focus on something else is totally fine. So lesson number 7 is people don't buy information. And what I mean by that is it's really tempting to think that selling a course will be helpful for your audience and everyone will buy it just because you're packaging up useful information in one place. What people actually buy is transformation, identity, and outcomes. So in the whole game of business, we want to be selling transformations. We want to be selling outcomes and helping people get towards a certain result that they desire. We don't want to be selling just learn how to do this thing. We want to be helping people. We want to be tapping into what people actually want. This is a lesson you continuously have to learn, that people want to buy transformations. And on your landing pages, in your YouTube videos, you'll continuously make this mistake of trying to sell people information, trying to sell people how to do something or how to achieve something. But actually what we want to sell is just the outcome itself. We want to help people get towards a certain thing, and we want to make YouTube videos about that thing as well. So with our offer for our dream student, we want to be selling some kind of outcome, some kind of transformation that we can help people make. It doesn't have to be a results-based guarantee. You know, I'm absolutely dead certain that you're going to get this outcome if you join my program. That can be really stressful and not necessarily the right thing for you. But we do want to sell a transformation. We do want to help people to speak to the feelings and the needs and the desires of our dream student, and to help them make a transformation in their life. Even if that transformation is relatively basic, like just feeling alone to finding a community and feeling connection. We want to articulate what is exactly those feelings that people are going to have and focus on selling those. So that's a lesson that I continuously learn again and again, and it's just fundamental to selling stuff and marketing. And now lesson number 8 is that one core offer is enough. So to get to 6 figures in revenue, you actually only need one really, really good core offer for your dream student. So it's really easy to think that you need like a suite of digital products, some low ticket, some mid ticket, you know, a $50 product, $100 product, $500 product, but actually one really, really good product is a better strategy. And generally it needs to be a little bit more expensive. So in the kind of $300 range upwards to $2,000, $5,000. And those numbers might sound crazy, but we'll explore how to make a good offer in a future video. And ultimately you only need one great core offering to get to 6 figures. So I only have one core product right now. It's the $100,000 YouTuber, which helps educational YouTubers build 6-figure businesses. And the most successful students in that program, they just have one product that they put all their effort into. Generally, it's more expensive and that requires more of their time, but it means that they actually generate more revenue, help their students more, and everything is focused on that one core offer. And then they can talk about it in their YouTube videos and their emails, and it just makes everything work. Everything clicks because they have one great core offer. And you can do that with like a $300 product, which maybe is some kind of digital product like a course or a workshop or something like that, but it's harder. And you just need more traffic to get to an interesting business size. But you ultimately only need one really, really good core offer. And your core offering could be, if you're a painting channel, it could be a beginner painting course, an intermediate painting course, and an advanced painting course, all separate, but all at the same price point. And that's your core offer, is kind of, you self-select what difficulty am I, or do I need? And then you buy the beginner product or the intermediate product, but they're all the same price point. And your core offering is this collection of courses that people choose the right one for them. But the reason trying to have multiple products can be a bad idea is just because it's a split focus thing. It just makes it's really hard to make lots of different products good. And it can make sense to have multiple price tiers. And eventually that is something that we want to get to, is we want to build a product ecosystem so people have the right things for them at the right time. But generally at the start, it's just a way better idea to focus on making one core offer really, really good, and just make it a no-brainer for the people watching our videos and reading our emails. And the final business lesson is progress over perfection. So at the start, it's super easy to get, weighed down, bogged down by trying to make everything perfect, trying to make our courses perfect, trying to make our videos perfect, trying to make our emails perfect, trying to make everything we do perfect. But it doesn't need to be perfect. You need to just make progress. You need to just continue to take the next step. And you've almost definitely heard this before. The biggest problem with it though, is that you just move so slowly when you're trying to make everything perfect. You just don't get anything done. And obviously going slow is totally fine, but there is a certain level of speed that is useful in business and will actually get you to your outcome quicker. And ultimately quality does matter. We want to make quality products and quality videos, but especially in the beginning, we just want to make progress and continuously take the next step. And at some point, we want to actually do the reverse of the Pareto principle, which is that the 20% of effort gets 80% of the results. We actually want to put in that final 80% of effort to get the final 20% of quality. And that really, really matters. But most of the journey, especially to like 6 figures, basically, we want to focus on progress over perfection. So there's 9 business lessons I wish I knew when I first got started making YouTube videos 4 years ago and building my business. But if you want to know the 3 key foundational ideas that will help you build a 6-figure online education business through YouTube, then click this video here where I talk about those 3 things. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, fine. Cool.